Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to address this important event on biodiversity, the ocean's role. Biodiversity underpins all aspects of life on our planet. Nearly half of the world's population, especially the most vulnerable, is directly dependent on natural resources for its livelihood. Biodiversity provides not only the nutritious food we eat, the fresh water we drink, and the clean air we breathe. It also provides the basic goods and ecosystem services, including potential medicines on land and in the deep sea that are crucial to human life and sustainable development. The COVID-19 pandemic has further shown how human health is intimately connected with our relationship to nature. The emergence of 75% of the infectious diseases is driven in part by degradation of ecosystems and is exacerbated by climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, our world is facing a biodiversity crisis, which will put humanity at risk if we don't act now. The recent report by the Intergovernmental Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services estimates that the global rate of species extinction is currently tens to hundreds of times higher than it has averaged over the past 10 million years. Unsustainable use of land and marine resources, pollution, and adverse impacts of climate change have put an increasingly large number of species in danger. And the multidimensional impacts of biodiversity loss and degradation are even more severe. Biodiversity links and interacts with almost all the Sustainable Development Goals. Failure to address biodiversity loss will greatly undermine our efforts in combating climate change and addressing ocean conservation, water and food security. It will jeopardize our achievement of the SDGs related to health, jobs, energy, forests, sustainable communities, and global partnerships. Yet, we have an opportunity to do things right. We can turn the pandemic response and recovery towards a more sustainable, resilient, and inclusive path. Ladies and gentlemen, 2020 marks the 75th anniversary of the United Nations. It is foreseen as a super year for nature, pivoting on the biodiversity, ocean, climate change nexus. Despite the postponement of the UN conferences, we should not lose sight of what we envisioned: to chart a course for slowing climate change, protecting ocean and biodiversity over the next decade. Ocean supports a multitude of life forms, from the blue whale, the largest animal on the planet, to tiny microorganisms. However, due to the impacts of human activities such as pollution and overfishing, the health of our ocean is deteriorating fast. Marine and terrestrial biodiversity are at risk. Coral reefs, home to 30% of the ocean's biodiversity, are at risk of mass die-off if the global temperatures continue to increase. As a crucial agent for Earth system resilience, the ocean plays a key role in preserving biodiversity and protecting the natural environment. Conservation and sustainable use of oceans, seas, and marine resources will not only protect and restore marine biodiversity, but it will also contribute to climate change mitigation and save life on land from extinction. Synergies must be leveraged and maximized among global efforts on ocean, biodiversity, and climate change. Therefore, it is critical to ensure that the post-2020 biodiversity framework aligns with the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and Paris Agreement on Climate Change. In a few hours, heads of state and government, the UN system, civil society, and the private sector will gather at the UN Summit on Biodiversity to address the cause of biodiversity loss and renew their commitments to action. Let us join in our efforts to protect our green and blue planet and achieve our vision of living in harmony with nature. I thank you.